This seminar is part of the annual activities of the Ecowas Parliament. The Ecowas Parliament, since the enhancement of the powers of the Ecowas Parliament by the Supplementary Act of 2016, we have diversified our activities and our programs, and also our identity as a community parliament, and how do we showcase and also let the Ecowas community know what the work of the Ecowas parliamentarians are. So over the last 3 years, we have designed our activities in such a way that by the act and also our procedures, we are supposed to do 2 ordinary sessions. The first ordinary session is in May, and the second ordinary session is in December. But because of the enhancement of the Ecowas Parliament as per the Supplementary Act, we have now included extraordinary sessions where we will look at key burning issues that are confronting the community. And also we do have what we call delocalized meetings, which are based on thematic activity programs, looking at the activities of the 5 main institutions of the Ecowas Commission. So over the last 2 years, that's what we have been doing. So we are in Ghana this year to do the second ordinary session of the Ecowas Parliament for 2021. But we did a seminar, an interactive seminar that looked at 20 years of democratic exercise and governance in West Africa, and also some of the challenges and how do we best fight those challenges to become opportunities for the Ecowas Parliament. So this year's seminar is what we had, and we have specialized experts from all member countries that presented subject matter specialists in the area of democracy, election observation, justice, human rights, and also good governance. So the first 3 days of this seminar was to look at these very key important activities. And especially if you look at the current status of the Ecowas community, security is becoming a problem, not only in the member countries, but also cross-border security threats, issues that we are grappling with, and we need to deal with those things. So I think this seminar really focuses on those key things and how best can we ensure that the democratic principles, that is the Good Governance Convention, which was approved by the head of states, is being implemented in the member countries. The Ecowas Commission have 5 to 7 commissioners responsible of key areas in the Ecowas community. One of the key, most important commissioner is the Commissioner on Political Affairs and Security. They deal with all the security apparatus in the member countries and look at the threats that are in the countries and how do they cope them. So that's why over the years, like in Guinea-Bissau, when there was destabilization of the government and security became a problem, they have what they call COVID. That is the Ecowas contingent that was in Bissau. After the elections in the Gambia in 2016, when the incumbent who was defeated and then wanted to stay and then cause an impasse, and security was a threat. So the Ecowas community, and also with the advice of the chairman of the commission at that time, have to advise the heads of state to send ECOMIC, that is the ECOMIC forces, to the Gambia to ensure that security is curbed and also is under control. So as I said, these are things that are done, and they are discussed at the ministerial level. And this ministerial level will have to submit their recommendations to the heads of government annual meetings, and they also do have extraordinary meetings to deal with emergencies, like the coup that just happened in Guinea-Conakry. They had to have an emergency session to look at the issues and how do they ensure that good governance and democracy is returned to Guinea-Conakry, and also the security situation in the country is also controlled. So those are very key areas that the Commission with the institutions of the Ecowas community are working on. 2 years ago, they came up with a resolution that heads of states in member countries have to adhere to the constitution that is approved and endorsed by the citizens of the country. The problems with extension of term limits in member countries has caused coup d'etats in Guinea and also in Mali because the constitution was tampered. And those are key issues that are confronting good democracy and good governance and against the convention. So I think this is an issue that is being taken up. And you have seen how extensively it was discussed at the level of our seminar, that heads of states should be taking the toll on their face to adhere to the constitution. If their two-term limit is 5 2 terms, let them go, let them not try to do anything that will bring chaos, commotion, and insecurity in the country. So this is an issue, I think, in the next Ecowas heads of government meeting, that will be an issue to be discussed, and then they will come up with a resolution, and that resolution has to be binding to ensure that the coup d'etat that happened in Mali and also in Guinea-Conakry do not happen in any other country of the members' communities. The argument for now is the legality is there, but when you look at some of the responsibilities and the work that the parliamentarians need to do, sometimes the first ordinary sessions coincides with the ordinary sessions of the member countries in their respective countries. And it's sometimes very difficult for members to leave the parliament in session in their countries to come and attend Ecowas sessions. But what the election of parliamentarians by adult suffrage is going to do is going to make it easy for parliamentarians to be focusing mainly, who are elected to the Ecowas parliament, to be focusing mainly on the work and activities of Ecowas as a parliament in the community of West Africa. And that will also reduce the incidence of conflict of interest, because like as I said, if you look at some of the key chairpersons of key committees of the Ecowas Parliament were not able to attend this extraordinary session and seminar because their parliaments in their back home are working on the annual budget that has to be submitted, and it has to be passed to ensure that activities in their respective countries are done in January on time for 2022. So as I said, those are some of the areas that is making a lot of delays in the activities and the full participation of members. So I think the best way to do is by electing members by adult suffrage and to be focusing mainly on the work and activities of the Ecowas Parliament, and I am in full support of that. The enhancement, when the powers of the Parliament were enhanced, the Supplementary Act of 2016 empowers the Parliament to look and approve budgets of all the institutions of the Commission, all the 5 key institutions of the Ecowas Commission, including the budget of the Ecowas Parliament itself. So that's why we had an ad hoc committee that had worked with the administration to work on the budget of the Ecowas Parliament for 2022, and then look at it and then scrutinize it and then make their adjustments and ensure that it is tied up to the circular that is sent by the President of the Ecowas Commission, which gives directives on how annual budgets of institutions are to be done. Now that our budget is being passed and approved by the Parliament, it is going to be sent to the Ecowas Commission to incorporate it and also add it on to other institutions of the Ecowas Commission, which will all be sent back to the Parliament again for review and approval. So the Ecowas Parliament now approves annual budgets of all the key institutions of the Ecowas Commission. So in our second ordinary session, that will be in November, December in Abuja, one of our key activities is to look at the budgets of the 5 key institutions of the Ecowas Commission, including our own budget.
What is the similarity between Gambia and Ghana?
We are all former British colonies, and we've been colonized by the British, and then our official language is English, And most of our people in the early 50s, even well before independence, did their secondary and also education in Ghana. And so that relationship is still there. And because the activities is a coastal country, the Gambia is also on the west coast of Africa, the Atlantic Ocean, which stretches down to Ghana. So fishing is a very key activity that is happening on the west coast of Ghana and Gambia. And that's why in the Gambia there is a big community there that is called Ghana Town, because of their involvement in fishing activities, fish processing, marketing, scaling, drying, smoking, and exporting it to other countries. So those are key similarities that we do. If we go to, like my experience in Winneba, I have found that the women are very active and entrepreneurial and activities that you do. The same thing goes on with Gambian women. A lot of them are involved in vegetable production and any source of income generation that help them to uplift the economic status of the women in our communities. So as a former British colony and also a member of Ecowas, and there we have done a lot of work together post-independence, before independence and also after independence. So that relationship is still there. The Gambia, maybe as you may know, it's called the Smiling Coast of West Africa. We have very good tourist attraction centers. The people are very peaceful. Gambia is a very small country. We all know each other. A population of almost 2 million, so compared to Accra and other things. But it's relatively very peaceful, and then the people are very keen and then want to open up an integration. And I can say that our first president of the Republic of the Gambia, Sadauda Kairaba Jawara, was among the founding fathers who set up the Ecowas community in 1975. And since then, he has been the only president of the Ecowas to serve as chairperson of the heads of state community of West Africa twice in the life history of Ecowas. So the Gambia has done a lot of good work, and then we are having people who are working in key institutions and all the main institutions of the Ecowas Commission.
Okay, so lastly, can you tell us about education in Gambia?
It's almost the same thing. The Gambia used to be part of, as I said, it's part of the West African Examination Council, which the Gambia is a member, and I think currently it is the heading the West African Examination Council, is the current chairman. So all our examination syllabuses are the same. You used to do Form 1 up to Form 5, lower 6, upper 6, and then you go to university. But the Gambia do not have an university until recently, very recent, as I can say, in 1996. But before then, after Form 6, a lot of our people would come to Ghana, Sierra Leone, and also Nigeria for their postgraduate courses. So those things are there, and that relationship is still there. What I need to tell the public need to know is, I think they need to work with their parliaments to know more about the Ecowas Parliament, because it's one of the institutions of the Commission, and which was set up in 2000. So it's been going on for quite a long time now. And I think these works that we are doing in member countries, and especially the just concluded a seminar, an extraordinary session that was conducted in Winneba, has also given a lot of people in that area an insight of what Ecowas is all about and what the Ecowas Parliament is doing, and so that they need to work closely with their parliamentarians to work towards ensuring that peace, democracy, and good governance is maintained and sustained in the West African community.